years ago, with the help of Alice, my colleagues and I completed a classroom inquiry project on developing motivation to write through journaling. I'm Mrs Adeline Teo, the Senior Teacher for Special Educational Needs. I teach English in De La Salle School. I'm here to share with you our inquiry journey. Let's begin.
Welcome to the English Language Institute of Singapore's podcast. I'm your host, Victoria.
And I'm your co-host, Alison.
Thanks for hosting this 4-part series about an inquiry project with me.
Happy to be here.
Alison, you recently had the pleasure of speaking to Mrs Adeline Teo, the principal investigator of this project. Can you tell me about her?
Sure. Well, Adeline is a very dynamic English language teacher. Adeline and 2 colleagues, Madam Ko Ting Ting and Madam Irene Leong, completed a classroom inquiry project with the help of Alice 3 years ago. Their classroom inquiry was about motivating reluctant young writers to write through journaling. The teachers said they learned a lot by undertaking the inquiry project.
To listeners out there, Alison here is a senior specialist at Alice with experience conducting and supporting classroom inquiry. She'll be talking about classroom inquiry as we walk through this inquiry example. Well, Adeline can't be here with us, but she has kindly done an audio recording to tell us more about her inquiry project. Let's have a listen.
What was the teaching and learning problem that moved us to action? Well, we had observed that the weaker pupils often shied away from writing activities. We observed that writing was something pupils did without much enthusiasm. Some even resisted writing activities. It was not uncommon to hear teachers grouse that it was hard to motivate the reluctant writers at school.
That was Adeline talking about how they started on their inquiry project. It all began with observations.
That's right. In fact, classroom inquiries often begin that way. Teachers are curious about how their students are learning and what they can do to help.
Let's hear more about what Adeline and her team did after making the observations about their students' learning needs.
What did we need to learn in order to address this problem? We read up on the work of several authors. One of them was Don Murray, who stressed the importance of scaffolding the writing process, especially for the pre-writing stage. He strongly advocated teaching writing as a process rather than a product. We were also informed by Bruning and Horn, 2000, who spoke of the emotional aspects of writers and the conditions that were key to their development, such as students' functional beliefs and the importance of creating a positive emotional environment for writing. Similarly, Bandura in 1994 noted that one's self-efficacy beliefs about writing affected one's motivation to write. In the absence of proper guidance such as pre-writing scaffolding, negative emotional responses to writing such as fear, frustration, or anxiety would likely result. Appleby, Langer, and Mellis in 1986 recommended journaling as a way to engage reluctant writers because it lent choice and authenticity to the writing experience. The learning we gained from these readings guided the design of our intervention. We also featured them in the literature review of our inquiry report.
So here we have a group of teachers who recognized the problem and wanted to do something about it. Turning to research literature is a great point to start. They looked at a range of readings to learn about the problem and what they can do to help. They were then able to craft their research question and design their intervention.
Now let's listen to their research question and how they designed their pedagogical intervention.
Our research question was, what is the effect of guided journaling on reluctant writers' attitude towards writing? What new learning experience or pedagogical intervention did we design to help the students? To improve students' motivation to write, we designed a unit on journal writing which featured the use of explicit instruction, teacher modeling, discussions, guiding questions, and a choice of sentence frames and vocabulary so as to better support students before independent writing. In this 9-session unit, which stretched over 9 weeks, we guided students through the writing process. We presented journaling as authentic and personal writing and created many opportunities for students to write. Students were encouraged to share their thoughts and feelings with the teacher about authentic life experiences. Our unit was about reaching the writer rather than teaching writing. We hope to improve students' attitude towards writing and raise their sense of self-efficacy and confidence in writing. How did we design our inquiry? As we wanted to see if our 9-week unit on journal writing had an impact on students' attitude towards writing, we felt that it was important to collect data that contained indicators of progress and also allowed us to compare the responses both before and after the intervention. Primarily, we collected data that captured their feelings towards writing and the length of their writing.
And this is how they launched their inquiry journey. They identified a problem, learned about ways to address it, developed an intervention, and designed a study to evaluate their effort.
Thanks, Alison. All right, that's it for today. In the next episode, you'll hear how Adeline, Ting Ting, and Irene selected their sample and collected their data. A link to their full research report can be found in this episode's show notes, located at go.gov.sg/ELIS podcast. I'm your host, Victoria.
And I'm your co-host, Alison.
Thank you for listening.